In this lesson, we'll look at how we can create the texture for the headlight using some images and also some techniques in Photoshop. Let's go ahead and open up Photoshop, and I've just got this reflector image opened up and just got a sort of a headlight sort of image with the background cut out that we can use to sort of blend together to create our image. I've also got the headlight UV image that we output using our UV snapshot. So I'm going to go ahead and select all and just copy that, and let's paste it into this image. And you can see that this image is a little bit too big, so go ahead and size this down like so, and then paste that in there. And you can drop this on the top, and then you can do a screen if you want to. You can do an overlay or multiply or whatever. Multiply is not going to work too well, but you can see that, so you can see the actual lines. You can also do invert, and then multiply, and you can see it a little bit better since we have that white back there. But in any case, you can now see our UV layout and apply our material over it. So now what we can do is sort of move this into position, and it can be any image. You can go out and take of your own car, and I'm not trying to match this exactly. I just want to use these sort of concentric circles and some of this reflectivity on here to blend together. Now, to create the little honeycomb sort of look, we can use something here in Photoshop. So to just start with a white one, I'm going to go ahead and create a new layer. Okay, I'm going to drop this underneath the reflector layer, and let's go ahead and fill this with kind of a darker gray. Don't forget to turn this back to foreground rather than pattern. We'll go ahead and fill that with a gray, and let's turn these layers off. And now we'll go to Filter, Texture, and Stained Glass. And you can see this. We'll bring up that stained glass pattern. And I'll try to scale this down a little bit so we can kind of see what's going on here. And it'll give you a preview of what that's going to look like. And you can change the cell size, which I'm going to change it to something fairly small. You can change the border thickness. I'll take that thickness down to 1, and the light intensity as well. So once you've got that the way that you want it, click OK. And then you can zoom in and see how that looks. Alright, now we want to blend this over here. So what I'm going to do is just go to Soft Light, and you can see what that gives us. It kind of combines the two together, takes out some of the darkness of the layer on top. And so I'll save this out as a sort of the white version. Okay, so you can say Save As, and we can call this Reflector White. And we can also create some color variation here. So I'll just create a new layer, and let's add a color. Let's add like a red color. So I'll fill this with red. And you can work with the blending modes to create different colors of your of reflector. You can still get the detail coming through here. You can see I get it like a really dark one there. But I can change the opacity. I can save that as reflector red. Reflector red. And then I could create a new layer and do an orange one. If we wanted to do orange, fill that with orange. And then we can multiply that and dial down our intensity. And save that as reflector orange. Alright. So you can see how that combines the two images. So let's now jump back into Maya. And you can see here's the headlight without the material on there. So let's go ahead and go into our hypershade to the headlight. And I'll go ahead and open that up. And into the color, I'm going to pipe that white reflector image that we created. Okay, you can see there it is. All right. And let's go ahead and do another render. And again, I will go ahead and pause here. And there you can see that that image is now on the headlight. Now if we want to add a little bit of incandescence to this, you can go ahead and go into that material again. And go into the headlight. Add a little bit more incandescence there. Brighten that up. Okay. And if we want to, we can add just the tiniest bit of glow. Go ahead and render that up one more time. And again, I'll pause just as we render here. And there we go. Kind of see a little bit of a glow there. It's a little bit hard to see, but that is the general idea. And then we can go into our red light there. And go ahead and open that up. Find our red tail light there. Go ahead and pipe that image of our red reflector. And some of these you might want to take out the actual reflector. And so if it's applied to that square in the back, you might want to take that out. And so we'll go ahead and close that. And now that we have the image on there, if I go in, hide this, take our divisions down for this guy, and look in our UV texture editor, you can see that you can now look at the UV map over the actual image. So I can take this and tweak it and make sure it's in the right spot. Just like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and smooth that out. Make sure that we unhide our pieces here. And then we'll do another quick render and look at that little red light there. So again, I'm just going to pause here quickly. And now you should be able to kind of see that texture start to come in. You don't want to see every little thing, but you want to give the indication that there's something else going on in there. And that's kind of what we're doing here. Okay, so let's go ahead and in the next lesson, look at adding the tire tread to the tires. It's going to be the same sort of thing. We're going to go into Photoshop with our UV snapshot and do some image editing there, and then bring that back in and see how that looks. So we're almost finished, but we'll keep going in the next lesson working on the tire tread.